Jeffrey Miller, AOL.com. This is a question for Ken. You know, we've seen a lot of indicators that this sport is sagging a little bit. You know, what makes your company, what kind of returns have you guys gotten over the years with Mike's organization that you guys want to sign up for more? And, you know, what can you give us an idea of why this works for your company so well?
Well, you know, you get into the sport, and, you know, it's not something I think we realized out of the gate that if we race and even win on a Saturday or Friday or Sunday that people come flowing through the doors. We branded our name, and I think, you know, NASCAR is the only sport that when you see the cars going around, that's you, and it's a reflection of you and your company. And, you know, it's really been a great platform for growth. When we go to new markets, people instantly know who we are. So through this growth curve we've had of adding 1,400 stores, it's really made it a lot easier when we enter markets that people know what we do and how we do it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the branding we've done in the past. You know, the bean counters always want to know how do you justify it, but, you know, they don't understand marketing either. And at the same token, I think we've done a great job of branding. And I go around with this shirt in airports, and people come up to me from all places, and they instantly will say the Dream Machine or the Lucky Dog or David Rudiman or Michael Waltrip. So I know it's working, and so you somewhere have to rely on gut check, but I truly don't believe we would have propelled our growth without what we've done in the sport.
I was wondering where he was going with that.
Yeah.
Ron LeMasters, Haymarket. This is for David. You're entering. Speaking of momentum, you've had quite a run here of late. It's put you solidly in the contention for the chase. Where is the team at in terms of on the competitive side toward that goal, and also, is there anything specifically that you need to do better that you aren't already doing better?
I think you know, we had some stuff at the beginning of the year that kind of got us behind the eight ball a little bit. We had a couple we just had a couple failures, and it got us behind. But performance-wise, I think if you look at last year versus this year, performance-wise, we've actually been better on the racetrack than we have last year. It's just we've had a couple things. You know, we had no DNFs last year, and this year we've had a couple. So we've had to overcome a couple of those things like that. But I tell you, you know, we just need to keep doing. I feel like we've been doing the right things all year long. We just had some things that have bitten us, so we're not going to go in there and rethink it and try to reinvent the wheel. We're just going to go out there and keep our heads down and keep focused on what we've been doing. Toyota's bringing us more horsepower every week. The motors have been great, and so that's going to help us as well in our fight. So it's always going to be a mix and match of different things that you need to do to be better. But I feel like we're on track to do the things we need to do. And my team approaches things differently. We always preach, don't pay any attention to what's going on. Don't pay attention to points, the chase, any of this stuff. Go out here and try to win a race and run. And if you can't win a race, run as good as you possibly can for that given day, and then just don't pay any attention to anything else. And then whenever we get in the chase, somebody will let us know where we're supposed to be, and we'll be in good shape.
Go ahead. Will Graves, Associated Press. David, I mean, how much of a relief is it having a multi-year deal? I mean, obviously, it's kind of been a year-to-year thing just because of sponsorship issues and that kind of stuff. I mean, how much of it is it a relief to get in the car and know that you're going to be here next year? We're hopefully be asking you know, what's it like to be in the top 12 or whatever. And how much of a relief is that?
It's a huge relief. It's you know, when you operate year to year, it's obviously a different situation. And just because you have a multi-year deal doesn't mean you know, you got to go out there and perform. I mean, that's what it comes down to. You need to, just because you have a contract does not mean you can just cruise. I mean, I think that's a common misconception that once you sign on, you're good for a couple of years, and you can go out there and not do your job as well as you're supposed to. You know, people joke all the time in the garage area. It's like, well, it's a contract year. He's really running fast. You know, I mean, you hear that all the time. And I don't have a one speed. You know, and that's to go as hard as I can all the time. And whether it's a contract year or not, and if you want to stay in this business and have any longevity, you need to go out there and perform every week. So it feels really good to have, you know, Aaron's and MWR behind me. But at the same time, I always know in the back of my head, you better go out there and perform every week if you want to keep doing what you love doing. And that's just the way the sport is.
Sorry, we keep passing it over. Go ahead.
Jeff Rabjohns, Indianapolis Star. This is for Dave. Can you just talk a little bit about what this journey has been like to fight your way up to this point, and now to actually be here, having won a race, and get this announcement today?
I mean, I think it's a lot of things have come full circle. I mean, again, we end up coming here with a a team owner and Michael Waltrip that believed in me, and even when people were asking him what in the world he was thinking about, hiring a guy that really didn't have any experience, and then Aaron's taking the gamble and saying, yeah, we'll step up, we'll do this. We believe you can do it. So what it comes down to is it's been a rough journey. Starting from the short tracks in Florida and racing with my dad and doing all the things we've done to get up to this point. And, that's obviously the abbreviated version of it because there's been tons of sacrifices by lots of different people on all different sides. But, to come in here and have the people sitting on either side of me that actually, some of the people as well as Ty Norris and the guys at MWR who believed in me the most to actually be able to go out there and kind of sort of give back by, winning races and getting the finishes that we're supposed to be doing. That feels really, really good because, you take into, Toyota's been behind me since my first truck race. I've been with them since the start. So we got a lot of great people surrounding us, and it just feels good to be able to get back.
David, Dick Mippin, a 500 old-timer. The last few laps when you were leading, Michael went through this during his career. How did you feel, and what was your, trying to win that race, and what does it do for your own experience now and going into this race as far as knowing you can win?
Well, the laps winding down the race, once we got past the 24, Jeff Gordon, Mike and I talked about it a little bit. I'm like, I passed the 24. I got this now. We got a great car. He's got a great car all night. We just, get good pit stops. We don't get a yellow. We're going to be in good shape. And then that dang 99 car, evidently he didn't get the memo because he was coming awful hard. And, you just get down to you just hit your marks and make sure you don't make any mistakes, but and able to get that win. But, yeah, it's the whole experience up to this point has been mind-blowing and sometimes gut-wrenching as far as if you're talking about that race or leading up to the race and all the stuff that's happened. There's racing is full of highs and lows, and we've definitely at Michael Waltrip Racing have experienced both of those, and I think that makes us appreciate more as an organization, as a team. We know how hard these things are to win. We know how hard it is to just qualify a lot of times. So we've been on both ends of the spectrum, and it's good to be on this end because we've been on other, and we don't ever want to go back to where we were. We keep moving forward.
Get moving over to the other event. Thank you again for coming out.
Anyone wants to speak, David, one-on-one? Yes, I do.
Gonna have to kneel down for that.
Yeah.